XD3001 Impact of Personal Bias on Communication and Mutual Respect Summative Assessment NURS 3030 Advocating for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion in Healthcare. XD3001 Summative Assessment Overview. For this performance task assessment, you will reflect on foundational concepts for understanding bias, as well as analyze personal biases and their impact, both as an individual and a healthcare professional. To inform your reflection and analysis, you will complete your choice of at least 3 Harvard Implicit Association Tests. Instructions. To complete this assessment, do the following. Be sure to adhere to the indicated assignment length. Download the Analyzing Personal Bias template document. Download the Academic Writing Expectations checklist to review prior to submitting your assessment. Before submitting your assessment, carefully review the rubric. This is the same rubric the faculty instructor will use to evaluate your submission, and it provides detailed criteria describing how to achieve or master the competency. Many students find that understanding the requirements of the assessment and the rubric criteria help them direct their focus and use their time most productively. All submissions must follow the conventions of scholarly writing. Properly formatted citations and references must be provided where appropriate. Submissions that do not meet these expectations will be returned without scoring. This assessment requires submission of one Word document. Save this file as XD3001 first initial last name. You may submit a draft of your assignment to the Turnitin draft check area to check for authenticity. When you are ready to upload your completed assessment, use the Assessment tab on the top navigation menu. Click each of the items below for more information on this assessment. Analyzing personal bias. In this competency, advocating for diversity, equity, and inclusion in healthcare starts at the individual level of building understanding of key concepts and awareness of personal bias that impact interactions with those you care for, as well as fellow professionals. The competency assessment involves reflection and analysis of your own perceptions of self and others, and for uncovering and addressing personal biases, all to further your efforts to be a champion of diversity, equity, and inclusion. There are no right or wrong answers in this assessment. Rather, the aim is thorough and thoughtful responses. To prepare, access the Analyzing Personal Bias template document. Review the required content to provide. Review the Module 1 and Module 2 learning resources for support in framing your analysis. Complete the Module 2 exploratory activity, Learning Activity 3. You are required to choose at least 3 tests of implicit bias. You are not required to share your test results as part of the competency assessment. However, your honest analysis of those results is encouraged. Review the relevant learning resources for guidance in understanding personal bias as you work to analyze your own. To complete the competency assessment, using the Analyzing Personal Bias template document, respond to the following items in 4 pages. Note a reference page is included in the document. You may cite resources using the format that is familiar to you. Part 1. Reflecting on foundational concepts, explain your understanding of the foundational concepts of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Explain how you define the concepts of advantage and disadvantage in the context of cultural differences. Describe a situation when you responded to differences in others with a sense of advantage or disadvantage. Explain the factors that contributed to that perception. Part 2. Analyzing personal bias, summarize insights you gained from your project implicit test results. Analyze how your personal biases and values influence your thinking and behavior. Be specific with examples. Describe a situation when you communicated with others in a biased way or experienced communication that was biased. Apply your understanding of personal bias to explain this example. Explain your thoughts and feelings about the value of examining your personal biases, both as an individual and as a professional in the healthcare field. Describe at least 2 strategies for combating implicit bias that you would choose for yourself. Explain your reasoning. Note, do not include introspection as a strategy, which you have applied and summarized through the Implicit Association Tests. Please contact Nursing Assignments Pro for help with XD3001 Impact of Personal Bias on Communication and Mutual Respect Summative Assessment NURS 3030 Advocating for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion in Healthcare, or any other assignment. Email nursingassignmentsprofessor@gmail.com,